Hello, dear fans! How are you feeling today? Hope that you are like Joshua Kimmich with Pep Guardiola, ready to listen to a new masterclass. Some of them have shined with their national teams, Pele and Ronaldo Nazario with Brazil, Johan Cruyff with the Netherlands, Diego Armando Maradona with Argentina. To shine in football doesn't seem like a hard task, doesn't it? But how about to do it with a weird hairstyle? I think it has double merit. How many players that won an important tournament with some founts or with the hair colored pink do you remember? Let's check it out. Here it is, top 6 list of the most weird haircuts on Football Legends. Let's start with Taribo West. The first guy of this stunning list is Taribo, also known as the Nigerian priest. This defender had a great career, especially at the French Auxerre and at Internazionale of Italy. Actually, with the Nerazzurri, he won the UEFA Cup in 1998, and after a very dominated final against Lazio, Inter beat the Romans by 3-0 with goals made by Ivan Zamorano, Javier Zanetti, and Ronaldo Nazario, and with Diego Pablo Simeone at the field. And the Taribo West! He, who also won the gold medal at the Olympic Games of Atlanta in 1996, used to play football by wearing some weird and green fonts. There wasn't any reason, he was just so stylish. Would you get that hairstyle? The second player in our list is the mythical Dani Alves. That Brazilian legend is well known for his quality. He has been one of the most skillful fullbacks ever. He made history especially at Barcelona, a club with which he played for 8 seasons and a half? Actually, he is the player with the most trophies won. He has 48. Crazy, right? One of these titles is in Copa del Rey, one that he achieved with the Blaugrana in 2015, that allowed them to earn their second treble. In the final, against Athletic del Bilbao, Alves had that weird hairstyle. It gave him luck. And then, a few days after, for the Champions final against Juventus, he had that. Good Crazy is in the house. From one crazy man to another crazy man, we have Mario Balotelli. I think we all know Mario Balotelli from one reason or another, right? The why always me guy, and also the guy who fought with his former coach Roberto Mancini during a training season. Of course, he had many crazy hairstyles. One of the weirdest ones was the one that he had during the Euro 2012 in Poland and Ukraine. After rocking it with Manchester City with that Aguero Premier League one at the last minute, Balotelli was called for the national team in that Euro. He was important since the beginning. The Azzurri passed through a group stage against Spain, Croatia, and Ireland. A tough one. After trying against the Spaniards and the Croatians, the Italians had to win against Ireland. And they did it, with a 2-0 victory, thanks to Antonio Cassano and Balotelli goals. Then, after beating England in a penalty shootout, where Balotelli made the first goal of the final 4-2, there was the most iconic match of Super Mario. Italy had to play the semi-final against a brave Germany, a Germany that looked like one of the favorite teams of the tournament. However, Balotelli beat them thanks to a brace. And what a brace! First, he scored with the head, and secondly with a stunning shoot with that Mario Neuer couldn't save. Then, Balotelli made his mythical celebration with that mythical crest. What do you think of that? And now we have Neymar Jr. Talking about crests, we couldn't forget the most influential one. Yes, I am talking about Neymar. It was in 2012. You just woke up from your bed during the weekend, went to have breakfast, and then used to watch Neymar compilations in YouTube and play Santos at FIFA. You used also to ask your mom to give you the Neymar haircut. At least I did. The Brazilian talent started his career, as I said, in Santos. He made it with only 17 years old, and since the beginning was an important player for the Alvinegros. In 2010, they won the Campeonato Paulista, which is the Brazilian league, and Neymar became worldwide famous in 2011, when he guided Santos to win Copa Libertadores trophy. He already showed the world his skills, but by that time he also showed that he was a very competitive player. Actually, his first contact with Lionel Messi was in that year, in the FIFA World Cup final against FC Barcelona. And of course, during that match, Neymar was wearing that crest. We have been talking about some contemporary legends so far, but let's travel into time. Let's go into the 90s. Madonna and Michael Jackson are sounding in the radio. Pulp Fiction and Truman Show are rocking it at the cinemas. And Roberto Baggio is doing it so at the football fields that have been one of the most best Italian players in history. Some people say that he was the one. What I really know is that he has been the most stylish one. Such a pigtail. He wore it during his best years at Serie A, the Italian championship. He shined especially with the Juventus jersey. With the Bianconeri, he won the UEFA Cup in 1993, with a final one against Borussia Dortmund, and scored 115 goals in 200 matches. What a catch! Then he was also very important for the national team. After guiding them to the semi-finals in 1900 World Cup, he arrived to the next World Cup 4 years later in the United States with a lot of cash. The Azzurri made it through the group stage in extremis, after being one of the best ranked third in a group with Mexico, Ireland and Norway. Then the Italians beat Nigeria and Spain. Against the Africans, Baggio was stunning. After the Nigerian goal at the 25th minute, he scored at the 88th to make it to the supplementary time, in the extremis again. Then, at the 100th minute, he made the definitive goal. Against the Spaniards, he was also magnificent. The match was tied with the 1-1 when he scored the definitive again in the 87th minute. In the semi-final against Bulgaria, guess what? He did it again. He scored an early brace before the 25th minute, and before Hristo Stoichkov made the definitive 2-1. The Italians were in the World Cup final 12 years later, but actually that was a hard one against the Brazilian team, who had names such as Rivaldo, Ronaldo Nazario, and Roberto Carlos in the squad. After a very tough game, both South Americans and Europeans went to the penalty shootout with a 0-0. And there was one of the most iconic images in the World Cup history. The Canarini were winning in the penalties 3-2, and the Italians had to shoot out their last penalty. So they needed to score, or otherwise they would be losing the final. Guess what? Who was the player who had to shoot? Yes, Baggio, the Italian biggest star. He took the ball with confidence, made the run, and failed. Nobody could believe that. Brazil won after Baggio's mistake. Oh, and yes, he was wearing, of course, that pigtail. In life, you will fail many times, so when you do it, be sure that you are making with style. Baggio was a star even when he failed. Viva Baggio! Oh yes, during that World Cup there were many icons. Oh, these 90s. From Baggio to Ronaldo Nazario. The forward was also there in the Los Angeles Rose Brown Stadium, but he still wasn't the star that he became some years ago. By 1994, Ronaldo was playing Cruzeiro and signed with PSG Eindhoven. So, back in those days, he still had a lot to catch up and to grow. He didn't play in the World Cup final, neither in any other match of it. After some years of growth in clubs such as FC Barcelona and Internazionale, and also playing in the Brazilian national team, he definitely became a world star. He guided the Verde and Amarela to the World Cup that they lost in 1998 against Brazil. But Ronaldo wanted the revalidation, and of course, with style. That revalidation had to arrive in 2002, in the first World Cup to be hosted in Asia, specifically in Japan and South Korea. Ronaldo, the phenomenon, was the best player. And he wore the weirdest hairstyle ever. It was unique. He cut his whole hair but the front part. He left it there. Simply crazy. But there was a reason for that. In an interview, talking about that hairstyle, he said that it was horrible. He admitted himself and apologized to all the mothers whose children asked for the same haircut. Then he explained that it had the intention of distracting the attention from his physical problem before the semifinals. He revealed that he asked his teammates about their opinion, and they told that it was horrible, like we all know it. But when a journalist saw it, they forgot about the injury. So he made it. Oh, and talking about football, such a tournament, Ronaldo became the highest scorer with 8 goals in the 7 matches that he played. They made it through the group stage with a lot of facility, won the 3 matches against Turkey, Costa Rica and China. Then, in the round of 16, they beat Belgium with a 2-0, thanks to a late goal of Ronaldo, and 2-1 against England in the quarterfinals. After those matches, in the semifinals, there was a match that Ronaldo talked about, against Turkey. He had some physical problems, but had to be there, especially because he scored the only goal of the match. 1-0 and on to the 3rd final in a row of the Brazilians. Guess who was waiting? Germany. The Mannschaft beat another surprising team in the semifinals. South Korea. A Brazil-Germany is always special, right? But that was a memorable one. After 1 hour of battle, Ronaldo scored the first goal. 1-0. Then, before the Germany could do something, he did it again. He took profit of an Oliver Kahn mistake and he scored the second goal. And he lifted the trophy with style. This is it. That has been the list of the 6 weirdest hairstyles on Football Legends. Would you wear any of them? And do you remember more? If so, we would like to know. Please leave it in the comment section their names. Also, if you enjoyed the video and want more similar content, please don't forget to subscribe and give a like to the video. Thank you so much and see you soon.